Yo, what's going on, Geek Corner? This is your boy Earth Smack, the mad scientist, and this is Pro Wrestling Talk Live on this Wednesday evening. Hour before Dynamite. Go ahead and check out Fright Night Dynamite today at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on TBS. Go ahead and check that out. I hope you guys enjoying the music, and also do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button. You know the instructions. You already know what to do. Come on now, you ought to know what to do. And if you are a newcomer to Pro Wrestling Talk Live and you are a newcomer to the Orange Phoenix channel, go ahead and hit that like button, man. Get those likes up, man. Go ahead and get them up. Go ahead and get them up, because the more likes we get, the more traffic that we get, man. We can put out bigger and better content for you guys, okay? Shout out to the infamous Alvin Staley. In his absence today, he had a sudden obligation. He had something he had to take care of last minute, and you know, everything is cool, everything is fine. He will be back next week, and we will be having our Thursday live show, Nerd Talk Live. Now, tomorrow is going to be a special time. Typically, we do 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesdays and Thursdays, but tomorrow will be a special start time, and it will be 8:30 p.m. myself and Vivo, as we talk Nerd Talk goodness. But we got a jam-packed show for you guys today. Obviously, we're going to talk about Crown Jewel and my predictions of what will happen at Crown Jewel as far as the results of matches. And also, the other big news is also WWE related, and it involves WWE ID, which is this independent initiative. We're definitely going to talk about that. And also pay close attention to the ticker right down there at the bottom, because there's some other news that we won't really be talking about like that. But yes, it is, GWiz, accurate information. So go ahead and check that out, man, because we definitely changed the format around for Pro Wrestling Talk Live, for Nerd Talk Live, because we're looking for a little bit more of a sports centric approach to the channel here. But glad you guys are able to hang out with us today. Now, as you already know, man, we got Crown Jewel coming up, and it's fastly approaching. And I'm gonna be honest with you with Crown Jewel. Like when it comes to WWE Crown Jewel, I know they got to deal with Saudi Arabia, and they have these shows like once or twice a year. It really don't resonate with me, and I don't think it resonates with the fan base as a whole, unless you are a WWE lifer and everything they do is good. I'm not really a big fan of this, because honestly, all it is for the Saudis. It's a glorified house show. It's their personal WrestleMania, and that's just how it is, right? You're not going to look for any sudden title changes at Crown Jewel. It's very rare that it happens. When it does happen, it is shock and awe, and then when it does happen, you kind of question it. Talking to you, Goldberg, beating Bray Wyatt, but that. So with Crown Jewel, though, it's a little bit different this year, because you got the Bloodline, you got Roman Reigns, you got the Usos, you got Cody, and that is really the glue is putting this pay-per-view together, is the Bloodline storyline. Now, that's the only thing that's really like, what, I need to watch Crown Jewel, because I need to see what happens with this storyline. So we got to get into it, man. So let's go to the stage here, talking about Crown Jewel, making our Crown Jewel predictions. All right, here we go. So the first match on the board is LA Knight versus Carmelo Hayes versus Andrade. Now, here's how I feel about this. LA Knight is the third wheel, and he's the champion, and I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that at all. I don't like the fact that, Carmelo Hayes and Andrade has been putting on a clinic every single time they are in a match with each other. I think they did like 7 matches, and it was like almost every other week, and their rivalry has built and on and on and on and on and on. It kind of reminds me of Booker T and Chris Benoit when they were wrestling for the television title for WCW, because they had a best of 7 series. But there was no title on the line when it came down to Andrade and Carmelo. But with LA Knight just sprinkled in the middle, and he's a U.S. champion, he looks, I mean, on the surface, he looks like the third wheel. So, you know, there's some people in IWC land that's actually talking and saying, hey, you know, maybe Andrade should have that United States title. Maybe Carmelo should have it. Or if LA Knight retains, then I might be upset about that. I mean, come on now, let's be clear about this. This really reminds me of Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, and Chris Jericho, right? You know, you looking at these three people, and the last person you would think going to be winning this out is Chris Jericho because of how big Austin is and how big Rock is. And then you got Chris Jericho sitting over here at that time, and you're like, no, there's not a chance in hell he's going to actually beat Rock and Austin. And he beat both of them in one night. So this how this feels though. Like LA Knight feels like the Chris Jericho in this dance because really that story has been building with Hayes and Andrade. But I hope with this match, LA Knight turns everybody on his head because, you know, I want him to retain this title. And I think this is where he retains. I hope he retains it. That's my prediction. I think LA Knight will retain his United States title going forward. And he has like solo matches with Hayes and Andrade continuously. Because honestly, if you got these two individuals, you can really build a storyline with these guys long term. Like I wouldn't say like bloodline long, but at least half that. And there's a lot of things you could do with that. Like titles can change around. You know, you could do all kinds of things with that. But LA Knight has to win this match, and that is my pick to win that match. Now, the next match we're going to talk about is Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. So Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, obviously Kevin Owens went ballistic, and the camera angles that WWE is doing is really, really good because it looks like a fan just like took a video of him attacking Cody and then he attacked Randy Orton, and like you see it coming, like you saw it coming with Kevin Owens. Like Kevin Owens can't be good the entire time, you know what I mean? Like he just can't, even though he's thoroughly entertaining as a babyface. But for him to turn heel and him and Randy Orton to have this feud with each other, this is one of those things that is a toss-up. Like this could go either way. I think what's going to happen is that Randy gets the win, but Kevin Owens is going to go buck wild and injure Randy. And I think that's what's going to end up happening. I think Randy going to come out with this win, but Kevin is ultimately going to come out the victor because he's the one who beat Randy Orton down. And then you already got a match between him and Cody, like going forward. You got another feud going on. So, you know, you got things building. So my pick for that is Randy Orton from that standpoint. The next match here we got is Seth freaking Rollins and Bronson Reed. There's not much to say about this other than Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed has to win this match. I believe he will be the victor in this. Seth Rollins really has nothing to gain from beating Bronson Reed, but Bronson Reed has everything to gain from beating Seth freaking Rollins. Like you beat a former world champ. You know what I mean? So the trajectory that Bronson Reed's on, he has to beat Seth Rollins. And that's my pick for that one. They don't need to like dissect it or anything like that. But yeah, Bronson Reed for sure. Next match up is what I meant earlier, is that the glue that putting this whole entire pay-per-view together, or PLE, I'm sorry, for Crown Jewel, and that is Roman Reigns and the Usos and the Bloodline. Who comes out the winner with this? The Bloodline. The Bloodline is going to come out the winner of this. Like, you can't just have the Usos and Roman Reigns, like, just go to the right. I mean, they just got together. But you don't see them, all three of them, in the ring at SmackDown, even though you saw the after show where they were throwing the ones up after the show. I was like, man, you kind of killed it a little bit. Like, I wanted to see how they got together. But either way, when you put them together and right next to the next pay-per-view, don't have them win against the Bloodline. Let the bloodline have that dub. Obviously, Jacob Fatu is in the mix. So this is one of them situations where Roman and the Usos take an L, and they're going to have to reevaluate. They don't need more people. It's just the three of us. We need more people. We need more guns out here. That's what we need. Now, the thing with Sami Zayn, though, that's what makes it interesting because, you know, Jimmy was talking to Jay, and he tells Jay, like, listen, bro, I know you can't trust him now because he's sitting here having a conversation with Solo. Sami is. So now that compounds, that brings everything together for his story is concerned. So we will see. To even that out, yes, you do need Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is part of the original bloodline. So you got to even that out somehow. Obviously, Kevin Owens going to go ballistic because all that work you put in for defeating the bloodline and letting Sami Zayn know, like, listen, the bloodline is not for you and XYZ, only to see this man come back to the bloodline. I mean, I feel like there's branches of stories here. Like, what will Kevin Owens think? Like, everything is like connecting together. And I really do appreciate that, you know, from WWE standpoint. But as far as bloodline is concerned, they are the winners of that. They will beat Roman Reigns and the Usos in the story. That's just what's going to happen. Next one up is Nia Jax and Liv Morgan. I really got no stock in this. I really don't. I really don't got no stock in this because it's like the Women's World Champion versus WWE Women's Champion, and they get the Crown Jewel Championship, which is a ugly belt. The match will be good. I believe that Tiffany Stratton will be a distraction to Liv somehow, some way, because she still got Money in the Bank. And I think the only thing that will make this thing pop off the way it should pop off is Stratton actually cashes in to either Liv or Nia. That remains to be seen. But yeah, as far as who's gonna be a winner of that, I got to think on that one. That's gonna be a tough one. That's gonna be a tough one. I would have to say, I'm gonna have to say Nia. I'll say the momentum that Nia Jax has since winning the women's championship. Yeah, she's been shit hot. So yeah, I'll say Nia Jax for that one. And then the main event for the first ever Crown Jewel champion versus champion, Cody Rhodes and Gunther. Ah, man, like, who's gonna win between these two individuals? I do not know. Buzz Unplugged, what's going on, man? What is happening? Glad you're able to make it all the way from the UK. Ooh, man. Cody Rhodes and Gunther. Who will win between those two? I don't think it's going to be a clean match to protect both champions. Because now you're going to say who's number 2 and who's number 1. So that's going to be a tough one. I'm doing all right. Unplugged. I am doing okay, man. Back at it once again for Pro Wrestling Talk Live. Go ahead and hit that like button. You ought to know what to do, Buzz Unplugged. Go ahead and hit that like button to spread the wealth. Share it with your friends. I think there's going to be some interference in this match. I really do. I think there's going to be some interference in this match. And because of that interference, I think Gunther is going to be the one that ends up being the victor. But considering how the match ends, it will protect Cody in that element, right? So, yeah. Gunther has more to gain than Cody actually winning. I'll say it like that. Cody has more to gain. I'm not Cody. Gunther has more to gain. Now, the thing is, this ugly ass belt, like this right here, you could have picked a better design for this. You know what I'm saying? You could have picked a better design. And then what's funny about it, I've been to SmackDown a couple of weeks ago with a friend of mine and really enjoyed SmackDown. Really, really fun atmosphere, really, really fun event. And then, you know, they did this clip where they had the belt in like this long briefcase, and and you had a couple guys dressed in black, like carrying it because it's secure and all that. And then they unveiled it, and I was like, "Y'all put a briefcase on that?" That's what y'all did. Now y'all could have had that. Y'all could have had that. But yeah, that right there is an ugly belt. By all facets of the imagination, man. That is a ugly belt. But we will see what happens with Crown Jewel, man. So to recap, I think Nia Jax is going to win her match due to interference. I think Randy Orton will win against Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens get the last laugh. And I do think the Usos and Roman Reigns will lose against the Bloodline. And I do think LA Knight will retain, his United States Championship, because it is much needed that LA Knight retains, because he's the third wheel, man. He's the third wheel in the middle of Carmelo Hayes and Andrade. And that is unfortunate. It's highly unfortunate. But the glue to put this pay-per-view together is definitely the Bloodline and the Usos. And I see we got some more viewers up in the live show. Go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that like button, notification bell. Let us know what's going on. Now, we got some other news out here, and that involves WWE still, and that is WWE ID, man. So let's talk about it. And Bust Some Blood said, yes, I agree. The belt is ugly, man. It's god-awful, man. It's god-awful. And now, you know what? Before we get into that, I will let you know that we are currently at 347 subscribers, man. Go give yourself an applause, man. The channel has been growing organically. Like, these are not bots. Like, this is organic growth, and I really do love the love. I really do love the appreciation, especially during the week when I drop out comic book content throughout the week, and we had these 2 live shows Wednesdays and Thursdays with me and Al and Boogie Blends and Vivo. We really, 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 really do appreciate it, and we definitely gonna be having more interviews on this channel, and just appreciate it. We on our quest to 500. We getting there. Let's get to 500, and then let's get to 1,000. That's what we need to get to. So if you're not a subscriber to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with that like button as well. So WWE ID. Let's talk about it. So we got some news when it comes to WWE ID. And it says under the program, WWE will provide prominent independent wrestling schools with the WWE ID official designation, with the goal of providing new trainees, existing talent at these select institutions, enhanced development opportunities. Booker T's Reality of Wrestling, which is in Houston, Cody Rhodes' Nightmare Factory in Atlanta, Seth Rollins' Black and Brave Academy in Davenport, Iowa, Elite Pro Wrestling Training Center in Concord, New Hampshire, and Knox K Pro Academy, which is in Los Angeles, are the first WWE ID independent wrestling schools to earn the official designation. Now, additionally, it says that WWE ID will identify top independent wrestling prospects with the official WWE ID's prospect designation and support the developmental journey by providing financial opportunity and assisting with training, mentorship, and development, including access to world-class facilities, best-in-class range training, athletic trainers, and more. And WWE ID will give fans the opportunity to follow the path of these standout prospects on the independent wrestling scene. Now, here's what I got to say about that. Roderick, how are you, man? What's going on, man? Yes, I am in the Carolinas. Go ahead and hit that like button for me. So here's my thought on WWE ID. It is a great idea. I like the idea. And that might be coming as a bit of a surprise, right? It might be coming as a bit of a surprise. Now, the thing is, with that, is it's good for WWE. Okay, you got all these independent wrestling promotions, right? As far as world-class facilities, and you get to learn how to work the hurricane, work the camera, how to know how to be on TV. You got WWE style rings in there. That's good for WWE, because instead of blatantly poaching from other promotions, because even though they're not going to openly admit that, they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? They're doing it. But at least you put an official stamp on it. You know, you got these independent promotions Also, Cody, Seth, and Booker are all employees of the WWE. So if you are a wrestler trying to decide whether you want to go to AEW or WWE, WWE's selling point will be, hey, let's get a piece of that independent from that wrestling academy that you got over there, you know, get your percentages and whatnot. So not only bringing you on, but bringing on your wrestling academy along with it, that's a good bargaining chip. That's good business. I would definitely tell you that is definitely good business. So for everybody else, I think it sucks because I think it's more of like, I'm gonna grab the territories, and also we don't know what that entails. We can only speculate what that means. Like, if I'm an independent wrestler and I'm wrestling at Seth Rollins Academy, right? Like, does that mean I have to go to WWE? And also, if it's WWE affiliated with WWE ID, that means you're going to have WWE style rings. You're going to have to learn to wrestle the WWE style. So, which means the only way you really going to know is that you stay with WWE. You stay in that safe haven. You stay in that box because, you know, WWE has homegrown talent. They're basically going outside of their performance center and expanding their performance centers to other academies, which is crazy. So, I mean, it is what it is at that point. But I will say, yeah, man, Rosarick, man, hang out. Rose Rick, go ahead and hang out here. But I would definitely say it's good for WWE. But you as a talent, though, I think, let me preface this by saying I'm not a professional wrestler. Okay. I do love the sport of professional wrestling, but I do know that there's various styles of wrestling, right? You know, there's the AEW style, which is more like hard hitting and strong style, depending on who you're in the ring with, because it's variations of which. New Japan Pro Wrestling, and, you know, that's definitely strong style. It hurts. It looked like it hurts. And then there's a WWE style, which is really more story driven. You're not going to do as much as far as work rate, as far as in the ring or whatever the case may be, but the story's progressing. And you get to know what angles to look at. You got to look in this camera over here. You look at this camera over here. You look at this camera over here, you know, in certain moments. And that's more of a production. And you get to learn outside of your in-ring work, which is honestly a positive for the talent. But if they want to go outside of WWE and say, hey, I want to go to AEW or Ring of Honor, New Japan or whatever, they have to learn a new style altogether. Not all together, but they got to wrestle differently. So it's a double-edged sword. I'll say it like that. It's a double-edged sword where it benefits you as a performer because, I mean, you know, looking at, especially growing up, like looking at these independent performers, because at one point I did want to be a professional wrestler, you know, peeling back the curtain a little bit. And I thought $20 a night was actually cool because, you know, I was a younger kid, you know, $20 was just expensive. That's when the economy was in a surplus. Just saying, Clinton administration. But, you know, either way. I say that just looking how hard it is, like staying at rundown hotels and, you know, eating the bare minimum when it comes to food, and you trying to save as much money as you possibly can, trying to pursue your dream, and then you finally get that phone call and you try not to mess it up. And, you know, but at least with this wrestling academy, you can walk into this academy, pay your fee, get trained, do various matches for various different promotions within the WWE ID umbrella, and you're actually getting better and better and better and better for WWE just to walk up in the building and just say, you know what, I want that person. I want her. I want him. You know what I mean? So that made things easier for career progression. I would definitely say that. But yeah, so Rosary asked about on Discord. Yes, I am on Discord. I am on X as well. Also on Threads. But so with that, Here's my suggestion. AEW needs its own performance center. It does. It needs its own performance center. You already have your, in a way, developmental, promotion in Ring of Honor. Like Ring of Honor, before Tony Khan bought it, it kind of fumbled the bag with the Madison Square Garden deal because they had Madison Square Garden. Like they had it WrestleMania weekend, like a few years back. And they kind of fumbled the bag a little bit. But now they have it. Tony Khan has it. So you can make that your developmental promotion. Like you can have it on TV. Like have it on TV. Like the Honor Club, right? Only the core audience have that. You know what I'm saying? Only the core professional wrestling fans have that. Put it on TV. No matter what the ratings are. You know what I'm saying? Put it on TV. That way you can see it every single Thursday. Then you see these people get built up. And then on top of that, you could do, I want to say do mirror image because AEW is definitely stepping away from what WWE is doing. Because to be frank, and talking about the comparison between AEW and WWE is that AEW were flourishing based off the fact that Vince McMahon was running the show. Vince McMahon is no longer running the show, and now they have to pivot and they have to develop an identity. I mean, it's still, John Moxley said it, it's still in toddler state. It's only 5 years old, but in the course of the 5 years, they created a record attendance at Wembley Stadium. They did Wembley Stadium twice. They're doing a outside stadium show in Texas for All In for next year. So they're in the right, trajectory as far as money making is concerned. But I do think they do need a performance facility. They need something where the wrestlers, that if they're not on TV, they're honing their craft. They're doing different things. They, increasing their work rate, doing promos and stuff like that. Like start that school, man. Have an all elite wrestling school facility. That way you can continue to farm your talent, because I feel like this is just the beginning for WWE. Like what they announced, like let's go back to it. So we talking Booker T, Cody Rhodes, Nightmare Factory in Atlanta, Seth Rollins, Black and Brave Academy, Elite Pro Wrestling. So the main ones, honestly, is Cody, Booker, and Seth. That lets you know. Here's the thing. I think that with Cody, he's not going anywhere. Like you just acquired Nightmare Factory. You got that on ID, right? For him to say, you know what? Nah, I'm done with this journey. I'm gonna go back. Nah, he's not going back. I think honestly, he's gonna retire at WWE unless something crazy happens, something goes sideways. That's what we're going to do. Seth Rollins not going anywhere. You got the Academy, not going anywhere. Booker T, not going anywhere. That's your three mains. But I know who else got a wrestling school. Malachi Black. So when it comes to contract negotiations, that's all I'm gonna tell you. When it comes to contract negotiations, WWE got a leg up. Like this is just the beginning. There's more independent wrestling schools, wrestling academies. Hell, we got one here in South Carolina, Palmetto Championship Wrestling. We got that here. So I mean, AEW, you better get while the getting's good, because I feel like it's the battle of the territories. They're just making sure they got the people that they need. The AEW need to do the exact same thing, like do some farming. Because let's face it, with WWE, the amount of top talent that they have at the top that they can interchange with each other are getting older or already older. So you need new talent to that caliber, to that level. And to have that perpetuate and like to be like, a perpetual thing. You got NXT, you got Seth Rollins Wrestling Academy, you got Cody Rhodes Nightmare Factory, and you got Booker T's Reality of Wrestling. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? So it's the thing. Rose Rick, I do see your chat. I do see your chat. I do see it. Rose 125. I would definitely do that. I would definitely do that. I would definitely send an invite to you for the Discord. But yeah, we will see, man. Because again, great for WWE, not so great for the opposition. Because I mean, one of the individuals went on record to say, hey, if you got an independent promotion and you got a WWE under the WWE umbrella, then you're no longer independent. Like, they felt some kind of way about that. I mean, there's some people that feel kind of mixed about that, and we don't know how to feel about that because it's a brand new announcement. They're doing a lot of things, making a lot of other moves. We just don't know. Just don't know. But we'll see what happens there, man. We'll definitely see what happens. And I hope you guys was able to check out Crown Jewel. Now, Fright Night Dynamite is tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Wednesday Night Dynamite. Go to your TBS channel. Check that out because I'm definitely going to check that out. Because I'm hearing there is a special surprise that's coming for Wednesday Night Dynamite tonight. And my guess, Bobby Lashley. That's my guess. My guess is Bobby Lashley, man. Again, do not forget to hit that like button. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. And guess what? We got a new video that just posted early today, around about 4:30. Go ahead and check that out. It's about Absolute Wonder Woman #1. Go ahead and check that out, as well as previous video I put out on Monday. Go ahead and check that out. So until next time, y'all. Peace.